back in the backwoods. And before I do anything else, I just want to say thank you to you guys for your support, your messages, your emails and whatnot. That's made it a lot easier to get back to here today. You know, sometimes the candle burns a little too hot at both of those ends, and sometimes it just gets a little too noisy. Sometimes you get beaten down, you struggle to get up. It may be something that I go more in depth into in the future, but for now, I just want to say thank you. You're awesome. It's been another year of adventures on the channel, and so this is what this video is about. We're going to take a look back on the videos of this past year, have a little talk about them and some of my favorite ones to make. Hey son, you want to go camping? Yeah. Got the fallow deer here, they're in our woods, but they're a little bit bigger in our woods than they are here. Oh. Wow! We ain't doing no harm, he's just launching rocks at the ducks. Oh! We went over again. Absolutely covered in shit. Stink. Looks like a shit myself. It smells like a shit myself. Oh man. I'm trying to set up the tent right now. We've got to move, and they're all flying on me. I'm being swarmed. We are not opening this door. Yesterday was brutal. Put me down. Oh my god. Oh. Well, the sun has come out to see the day out. Just taking advantage of this dry weather. It's definitely warmed up since we descended down to this level. Just gonna sit here and enjoy this. The clouds rolling in, we need to get set up. Right now I'm headed down because rain is on its way. We're probably gonna be waking up the rain in the morning. That is an angry sky. That's real angry. Yeah. We're about to get smacked in the face by that rain. And here it comes. It's another one of those fucking days. Looks like that is us confined to the tent for the evening. So where's the fucking South Down way? It's not good, guys. It's not good at all. So you're probably wondering what I'm doing here. So am I. That was the coldest night I've ever had. Didn't like being here 2 years ago. Don't like being here now. I feel so uneasy right now. Really uncomfortable. For everything but the kitchen sink. My hands are absolutely frozen. Oh man. We made it to the summit. It's freezing. It's super cold. Bye. Coffee time. Someone in the comments the other day mentioned the old the Stanley Cook set. I haven't used Stanley Cook set in a while, so I thought, you know what? Let's bring it out. So while I wait for this to cool down, I've got Broski behind the camera. I'm going to be asking him some questions about the past year. Broski! Yep. Look. It's basking. I ain't brought food in ages. I ain't been down to this woods in ages. But there he is. Waiting. Bring him food. What was your most memorable moment from the past year of May 2023 to May 2024?
Can we talk about the year one?
No, because that's not in the past year, that's the new year.
Okay, I'm looking at your fucking channel for ideas. Okay, what? Yeah. Hold on. Memorable stuff. What did we do?
What was your most memorable moment?
The summer camp.
We'll get on to that.
The most memorable one, in my opinion, was when we went to Scotland. It was my first time going to Scotland. I think it was Broski's first time going to Scotland as well. So just going there, being in a different country, and the landscapes were out of this world.
Scotland is the playground. It's the playground because we can go there, camp anywhere you want, pretty much, and not be bothered by anyone. It's a great place to be. Still a long ways off. So we started the new year, the new channel year, May 2023. Where were we?
We were in Scotland.
First video in the Highlands. What do you remember that?
I didn't go camping with you, but no. You did go to Ben Nevis and tried that.
Failed.
Unsuccessful, unfortunately, but you did come back and you conquered it.
Came back in a later video. That video though, that was like, what was it, like 28 degrees. Sunshine, just didn't expect it. Up in Scotland, driving there. It's a long drive. And then when we did arrive in Fort William, it was about 4 in the afternoon, right?
Yes.
So you're kind of tired from that. And then we had other things to do the following day. But during the day, obviously, I'm trying to ascend Ben Nevis via the CMD. Didn't even get to the top of CMD. It was super hot. My pack was super heavy. And being that we had other places to be in the morning, wasn't going to risk it. But as I headed down from the hills and I was getting out of the wind, hello, midges. That video was my first introduction to the Highland midges. Man, those midges, huh? Welcome to Scotland. I heard people speak about them before, but I never really thought anything about them until I met them. And what a night that was. Flapjacks, and I have other snacks as well that will last me through. Okay, we're gonna have to move. My plan was to set up a little camp somewhere near the car park, North Face car park. But yeah, no, that didn't go to plan, because as soon as I tried to get in my bivvy, we were just getting swarmed by midges. Nope. You know what? Oh man, we gotta move. Ultimately, I ended up back getting my dad to pick me up, take us back to the hotel, and I slept in the car in the car park of the hotel. Well, yesterday was brutal. That first video of the year, a little insight into it. So while I was struggling up the mountain, Broski, what were you doing?
We were in a hotel, and as I remember, quite frankly, we were eating tandoori chicken at an Indian restaurant.
Tandoori chicken. Even though the actual video was a bit of a failure, it was just a good way to start it. And then, speaking of failures, the next video was a bit of another failure. Out there. That's real me off going in that mud. So the next video that was somewhat memorable was I was using the boat with the electric motor, and that was nice camp. Nothing went wrong with it until the following morning when I checked the tide times, and they lied to me, and they went out sooner than expected. We gotta go. That tide's going out quicker than I thought. And that left me in a bit of a predicament, because now I have to trudge through a whole bunch of mud in order to get the boat in the river before all that tide goes out, and least we stranded there. So I have to drag that boat down into the water, drag a bunch of other stuff, and then bloop, straight into the mud. The stench of that mud, ugh. It's like I said in the video, it looks like I shit myself. It smells like I shit myself. Stink. So yeah, that wasn't, again, second video, not a great start to the channel year with all these little kind of hiccups. Next video, back on the water again, and this time I was joined by my brothers, and it was the annual summer camp.
Jesus. So Don't zoom into my face
It's not.
so much. So yeah, the summer camp was really memorable. We all loved doing it. It was really fun, and yeah, just having those experiences were just really great. And I feel like I'm always down to do another one.
So George has this new thing where he likes to bring exotic meat to these camps, and so on that occasion he brought some crocodile meat. Yeah, not a fan of it. Apart from that, was there any mishaps on that camp?
The bugs.
The grasshoppers, yeah. The attack of the grasshoppers.
Oh! Fucking hell! Where is he now?
I have no idea, that grasshopper on my head, no idea how it got there, how long it's been there. But miraculous that I took the head torch off and it stayed on my head. So amazing.
You're lucky I saw it.
Yeah.
There wasn't.
Grasshopper on your head.
Eh?
Yes.
And then there was obviously George broke my Dutch Army bivvy. And what happened that evening when it came to sleeping for you guys?
Starting off, when it was at night, I was sleeping in the bivvy, of course. There was loads of spiders in it, loads of insects, loads of grasshoppers. I was like, I'm not sleeping in here. George has a full tent, and I'm like, okay, well, there's more space for me to sleep in there. So I get in there, George is angry. There's a grasshopper in there, as usual, so we're trying to get that out. He went out, and I was just sleeping by myself in it, and he's just wandering around the woods at night. You know, he's just sleeping on trees and sleeping on the ground.
On a fallen tree.
And then, if you remember rightly, he tries to sleep in the bivvy bag, but it broke.
That's what he did.
What? What did it? Oh my day.
He broke my bivvy bag.
He says to Broski in the middle of the night, he says, can you help?
I remember when he said that because it woke me up.
You were like,
And I was like, what's going on?
But then I woke up, yeah, there was a roll mat in the middle of the camping ground for some reason.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
What's a roll mat doing out there? Oh, here she is. So every now and again, it's good to give back to the places that give so much to you, and so that was the creation of this pond. As you can see, all the plants that we transplanted are still healthy, still green, doing well, which I'm surprised at. It was a lot of, it was a few days of digging, and every time you put that shovel in the ground, you would hit a rock or a root, and it would just vibrate through your whole arm. It was hard work, it was hot, the mosquitoes were lively. So a few days of hard work. And what do you remember about the pond, Bill Broski?
So all I can remember was it was very, very hard work. And apologies for also being mean to George all the time. We weren't being mean, it wasn't intended to be like that. We were just trying to be
Was that
fun.
the video where we got shit for?
Yeah, we got loads of shit from it.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed.
Yeah, I know what to do, but it's my flip-flops, I think, where they move around.
Then.
It's not gonna make any difference where I do it. I'm still got flip-flops on.
You want to stand there? What's
Shut up moaning, will you?
You want to
I don't know
stand
what's
there?
going on. Fucking moaning.
Get there!
Much better.
George!
We can assure you, we were being a bit of a... Maybe I should not.
No.
that.
That's just the way we are.
I know, but we always... Well, it's stopped now anyway because, you know, we
hasn't.
just don't do it anymore.
We do. We still do it. We finish here, go see him and do it again.
And as you can remember rightly, he was wearing slippers or something on a day.
Flip-flops, wasn't he?
And the shovel hit his toe or something and he got angry and kicked it.
Shovel. My toe.
Heavy buckets of water. I'm filling it all up, getting all the plants in, and it was really worth it in the end. And looking back on it now, I would do it again.
Yeah. So next up, it was the return to the Highlands. I was there for a good 15 days with no solid plan. I knew I was going to do Ben Nevis. I knew I was going to go to Loch Ness. But apart from that, there was no plan. So the first day I did Ben Nevis. It wasn't sunny, it wasn't hot, it wasn't 28 degrees like it was during the previous time I did it. Instead, it was rain and high winds. And it was pretty brutal. So I make my way up there, CMD, Arete, and you know, broski, the only reason I completed that video, you know what it was?
To conquer Ben Nevis?
Yeah.
The only reason you conquered food?
The only way I completed it.
Your son?
Well, yeah, but the only reason I completed it because I didn't have a choice. Because I got halfway across the Arete and I was done for, I was tired. I was just getting all shaky, getting all weak, and I was ready to give it up. But I couldn't, because I can't turn back and I can't go down. I just have to keep going. So yeah, I couldn't turn back and I couldn't go down. I just had to keep going. That's the only reason that that video was a success, because I didn't have a choice. I reached the top, freezing, absolutely freezing. But yeah, we did it. And then coming down, when I was coming down from Ben Nevis was the reason for my feet issues, because as I was coming down, I got to the halfway lock, cut across there, and making my way back to the camp where I was going to camp at, I stood in a bog and I was shin deep in water, boots soaked through. That led to a very painful few days. The bottom of my feet are on fire because I've basically been in wet socks and boots all day. My boots are wet. There's no point in changing socks because the socks are still going to get wet. Hate to gross you out, guys, but look at it, prune. Because I couldn't dry my boots off. I tried everything. I tried air drying them in the sun. When the sun did come out, I tried putting them in the foot of my sleeping bag. I tried putting them over the gas stove. Nothing worked. So for days I was there in wet shoes and wet socks. Feet took a beating. It's not good, guys. It's not good at all. After a few days, I booked into a campsite, used their tumble dryer to dry my boots. Now, there's nothing like washing your clothes and putting on clean clothes when you're out camping. That's a special feeling. But as I said, Scotland is the playground. It's where, you know, there's so many different places to go see, and to be able to just pitch up a tent pretty much anywhere you like and not be bothered by anyone. It's a great time. And of course, being in a different country, you indulge in the culture, and I indulged in the haggis and the Lyme disease. And you got talk. Next up, the big cat video. I got a bit of shit for that. I got a bit of shit for the big cat video. And I still, to this day, I think it was like yesterday, I received a comment from someone saying, that footprint wasn't a feline, it was canine. But here's the thing about it, right? Why did I think it was a cat? And then all of a sudden, at the end of the video, on a trail camera, I catch a cat. So if it was, I know a canine print. I have a dog. I've been in the woods. I've seen fox tracks. So, like, really? Miraculously, magically, a cat appeared where I saw a canine footprint. How does that work? Was that just some fucking fate, some destiny? Like, or was I correct? Who knows, right? But that was a video. I enjoy doing videos like that because you had the same content of camping, but with just a little more to it than that. So I always like doing videos like that. Next up was a little series throughout Halloween. We had the Halloween camp, and then I had a couple of other videos where I went to supposedly haunted places and camp there. So the Halloween camp, you were there, broski? Yeah. What did you think about it?
It was pretty spooky. I did all the spooky decorations and stuff. That was very unique for the channel. Also, George did something else, which was break your hammock, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, oh my God. Oh. That's right, yeah.
that was funny.
No, because that's an expensive hammock.
Well, yeah, but you can always get more.
Amazon is ultra light. What did you think about the Ouija board? Because you left.
I left because of the Ouija board, so I didn't, you know, that wasn't, I just don't want to be messing around with that stuff.
Yeah, the Ouija board, I don't know what to think about it. I think you give it more power if you believe in it. I think it's all just a bunch of fucking nonsense. That's what it is.
Well, you've got to try it.
I then went to, where was it? I went to a mausoleum, supposedly haunted mausoleum. And that was, again, fun. Like the Big Cat video, it's still camping, but you just add that little more to it. There's a bit more of a backstory, storyline kind of thing. So the haunted mausoleum, and then Rachtan Ruins. Rachtan Ruins, pure evil, pure evil. We went there the other week. What did you think about Rachtan Ruins?
Rachtan Ruins, you get a vibe from that place. As you can see, Broski in his earlier videos went there first. Did anything change there?
Nothing. Apart from some graffiti, new graffiti.
Yeah. So honestly, all I can say is, I do get a vibe from it. It's not really, you know, nice. It's definitely eerie, an eerie vibe you get from it. I don't know why. It's just spooky.
It's a horrible place to be, and each time when I was there, you know, even during the day, it's uncomfortable, and then at night you just feel like you're being watched, like something's watching you. But again, you know, it was good to, it was nice to do because it was just a little more to it than just camping.
I'm scared. Maybe we should go.
That's what came out, and but that was due to my foot, I think.
You've knocked that off the ledge, have you? Yeah.
Ah! Who's fucking doing that shit?
I think it's not. He stood behind me. What is it?
You doing it now? No, I didn't do it. Shit, you're fucking freaking me out.
What is it?
I'm not. Look, if you don't like it, Georgie, we'll go.
Next up, the Christmas camping. No broski, it was just me and George this time in the wall tent. And George, being George, likes to set up his the decorations and all that. So we had some of that fake snow on the top of the wall tent, and we had some little fairy lights and whatnot dangling down from everywhere. And the, what they called, the candy cane lights. The one thing that's funny, that's almost familiar with George in these videos, is that when he cooks something, whether it was a summer camp with the bacon, wasn't it? That's not cooked.
Yeah, that looks cooked, George. Yeah, just go ahead.
Raw, the chicken. So he had this chicken on a spit, pretty much. And when he goes to eat it, pretty much raw. And you'll see in the video after this one, he was cooking a steak. And what was it, broski?
It was raw.
Raw. I don't know how his stomach manages to deal with all this raw meat that he puts in it. Next video, back to the Highlands once again. I think that's the third time this year I was up in the Highlands, but this time slightly different. Actually, this time it wasn't even my idea. It wasn't my idea.
Oh.
My brothers organised this, and then what happened on the day before we were scheduled to leave?
We backed out.
They backed out. So yeah, I had a hotel room with 3 beds in it, and only one of me. The train journey, 3 seats, one of me. But I got to Scotland, and it was almost a blizzard. It's just heavy snow everywhere, and I was going to, which I'm glad I didn't, go up to Ben Nevis, camp on the top of Ben Nevis. That would have been a stupid idea, because where I was camping was bad enough with the cold. The reason I didn't go up to the top of Ben Nevis is because of the avalanche warnings. Yes, I wasn't going to deal with that. And it was cold enough as it was. I think it got down to like -12. Even in the hotel, waking up in the hotel in the morning, radiators are on, still cold. My radiator's on, but I woke up freezing this morning. But yeah, that was a brutal camp, and I'd never done a camp in the snow before, so it was nice to actually go out up north, get that snow, because they say it every year. Polar vortex is going to cover the whole country, and it never happens. We never get snow. When was the last time we got snow down here, Rosie?
10 years ago.
10 years, probably about 10 years ago. And I also had the opportunity to do what I always wanted to do, and that was collect some snow and then melt it. So I got to do that. I only did it once because it took just too long, too much effort. But yeah, brutal camp. I get in my tent at night and everything is just developing ice. And I didn't actually cinch up my sleeping bag, cinch up my bivy bag around my sleeping bag, which left this gap that I was breathing into, condensation going between the bivy bag and the sleeping bag. I wake up after an hour or so, sleeping bag is completely wet. The outside of my sleeping bag is now just drenched. Not a good place to be. Had to get out, have a fire, warm up, and then eventually got back in the sleeping bag when the sleeping bag froze. That was the coldest night I've ever had. Next up, another brutal adventure, another brutal camp, several camps. This was the South Downs Way. Goodness gracious. Our first sunset. First one in 5 days. 100 miles. I didn't quite do 100 miles because I ran out of food and gas. But I was out there for 7-8 days, I think it was, during the winter. Absolutely brutal weather, terrible. The first night I was up on the Seven Sisters and just getting pelted by the wind. And if you know anything about me, I hate the wind. It's the worst weather. I can do rain, I can do snow, I can do sun, but the wind, don't want none of it. And it was just a case of pushing through. I mean, everything was getting wet. Sleeping bag got wet. Baby, you know, everything was just wet. Socks, shoes, my clothes. And it's just a struggle. It was the eternal struggle to dry the gear, which is always hard to do, especially during the winter. But when you're out there for several days, it's even harder to do. I got my sleeping bag, bivy bag, hung up to dry. They probably won't. Yeah, that was I think I got a little PTSD from that camp because it was just such bad weather. I remember when I did eventually sleeping in a bed that I remember hearing the rain outside and waking up, and my vision was kind of all foggy and I thought I was still outside. That's my little nightmare of it. But yeah, no, a brutal camp. Restricted byway, public footpath. So where's the fucking South Downs Way? And Broski behind the camera trying to walk backwards.
Because all of that.
So that was just a few of my most memorable, my favourite camps to film. Let's go make some more.